ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Thank you. Hey, Bill Wendell. Hi, friends. Welcome back to Tell the Truth. Our first guest on this one is a star performer in a form of sport that is quickly becoming one of the new national rages. Don't know if you've caught up with it yet. It is called box lacrosse. Now, if you don't know what box lacrosse is, you'll learn in just a minute as soon as we meet our panel here on Tell the Truth. Nipsey Russell. Kitty Carlisle. Bill Collins. And Peggy Cash. Well, you know, when I was a kid in Baltimore, which is quite a while ago, but I think it's still true, lacrosse was the game for kids. Instead of like in other cities, you'd get a baseball mitt first. Yeah. In Baltimore, we got lacrosse sticks first. And this is a new form of it. Let us now meet our box lacrosse player.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Rick Dudley.
Number two.
My name is Rick Dudley.
Number three.
My name is Rick Dudley.
And the panel's chores to find out which one of these trim tigers is truly Rick Dudley, and here is his sports profile. He says, I, Rick Dudley, play box lacrosse in the National Lacrosse League. Box lacrosse is a variation of the game originated by the Algonquin Indians. Performed indoors on a wooden hockey rink, this exciting new sport combines the best elements of the outdoor field game with the body contact of ice hockey and the razzle-dazzle of basketball. The object of the game is to shoot a hard rubber ball with a netted stick into a 4-by-4-foot goal. Box lacrosse has been called the meanest game in the world. And in addition to being a first-team all-star, it is my dubious distinction to have led the league in the number of penalties. By the way, fans of another sport might well recognize my name. You see, I also play in the National Hockey League. Signed, Rick Dudley. So, while this trio of double threat men gets seated and comfortable, we'll check with our clients and be back to play the game.
Why is Navage perfect for allergies?
People who have allergies will have lots of problems. If someone's exposed to allergens, they can get rid of those immediately by washing out the nose. Navage works by pulling saline in one nostril, through the nose and out the other nostril, sucking out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs. Experience on-the-spot relief so you could breathe easier, sleep better, feel healthier. If you have seasonal allergies, Navage can help.
Available at major retailers or online at Navage.com.
At over $4 a blade, shaving every day gets expensive. Harry's 5-blade razor offers me a close, comfortable shave. Best part, refills are as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before.
Go to harrys.com/shave to claim your $7 trial.
Watch this. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. The problem will disappear before your eyes with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Plexiderm trial. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Da Vinci gave me twice the pits and private parts, which makes me smell twice as bad.
A PU?
That's why I use Mando Whole Body Deodorant. The manly deodorant for all the manly crevasses of my manly body.
Mando, he smells good.
Mando doesn't just block odor all day. It controls odor for 72 hours. With cologne quality scents. Roma wasn't built in a day, but with Mando, you can smell good for 3 of them. So if you want to smell better naked, then go to shopmando.com today.
Back to school is back. This is exciting.
Put away your lemonade and get some financial aid. It's a week of students who are not afraid of a pop quiz.
You got the bank.
BUZZR's Back to School Week is back. Starts August 12th on BUZZR. Let's play.
Now then, the problem at the moment is that we have three gentlemen with us, all of whom say that they are Rick Dudley, an all-star in the exciting game of box lacrosse, and also an outstanding ice hockey player. So let's start the questioning with our resident sports fan, Peggy Cassidy.
Thank you. Number 3, how many teams in the league?
6.
Thank you. Number 1, what's the name of the Philadelphia team? Number 1?
Wings.
What?
The Wings.
Thank you. Number 2, what's the name of the Rochester team?
The Griffins.
Thank you. And number 3, what's the name of the Toronto team?
Tommy Hawks.
And thank you. Number 1, what's the name of the New Haven team?
There is no New Haven team.
Thank you. Number 2, what kind of a ball did the Indians use?
The Indians have played everything from a wrapped piece of clay wrapped in deer hide to human skulls.
Holy cats, I wish I hadn't asked that. Number 3, do you use the same surface as a basketball court when you play?
Same as a hockey rink.
But except it's not ice, it's wood, right?
Right, wood.
Oh, okay, now what kind of shoes do you wear?
Brand name is Adidas, but they're three-quarter tennis shoes.
Thank you. Now, number 1, how long is the stick, the lacrosse stick?
It can vary up to, I think it's 54 inches.
And is it like a basket at the end? Oh.
Hey, such questions. Gracious, my flabber is positively gasted. Let's go down, please, to Nipsey.
Number 3, how many steps can you take with the ball in your net?
All you want.
Still with number 3, is it necessary while running with the ball to bounce it a certain number of times?
No.
All right. Number 1, when you intercept a pass intended for a player of the opposite team, is it possible to handle that ball with that bare hand?
No, that's illegal.
Number 2, at any time is it possible to handle the ball with the bare hand?
No.
Still sticking with number 2, what's the worst injury that's been sustained? I noticed in your affidavit you said it's considered the meanest of sports.
I wouldn't know offhand.
Still sticking with number 2, have you ever been injured?
Yes, I have. I suffered a series of pulled muscles over
Number
the years.
3, excuse me, if you should strike another player with that stick or the net or the butt of it, what's the penalty?
If it's intended, it's 5 minutes.
5 minutes
penalty box.
5 minutes out of the game, and we go to Kitty, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm the first lady that you've ever seen on this panel who's ever played lacrosse.
Kitty, you didn't. Yeah.
And maybe you've never seen any lady who's ever played lacrosse like me, but I did. Number 3, you see this lovely nose?
Beautiful.
Well, it would have been better had I not played lacrosse. Somebody hit me over the nose with a stick. Number 3, when you run with a ball, and you twist the ball in the net, right, as you run?
Yes.
Why is that?
You're really looking to set up a pass more than anything else.
Number 2, it's not because it would fall out if you didn't twist it.
Well, it does maintain control of the ball when you're running down the field.
Right. Number 1, if you drop the ball, how do you get it back in your net?
You let the ball fall back into the net by itself.
No, but if it falls on the ground.
Well, you scoop it up.
Number 3, what is the penalty for dropping the ball on the ground?
No penalty.
Oh, in my school in Switzerland, they got very cross.
That's why they call it that.
All the girls were very angry.
All right, let's go to Bill Cullen.
Number 2, what's the excuse for my lovely nose? Number 2, the penalties, it was mentioned that you were most penalized in lacrosse or in hockey.
In lacrosse.
And what are some of the penalties, what are some of the major penalties that you get in lacrosse?
Most of my penalties were for fighting.
Fighting. Is there a penalty for, number 1, I'll ask you, is a penalty for a third man in lacrosse as there is in hockey?
Yes, it's the same thing.
Now, number 1, it was stated here that you were the most penalized lacrosse player. How do you stack up in hockey as far as, how many penalty minutes do you have in hockey, number 1?
1 year I had 300 minutes.
In hockey?
Yes.
Number 2, how many penalty minutes did you pull?
In hockey or?
In hockey, yes.
In hockey about, maybe 250 was about the highest I've ever done.
Number 3, is there a penalty for drawing?
Oh, my. We'll never know, Bill. We got ourselves the bell. And when we get the bell, you know what happens. They pick up the crayons, they mark their ballots, and they mark them for number 1 or for number 2 or for a number 3? And we pay them $50 for each wrong vote, and we paid a bunch $500 if nobody comes up with the right Rick. And Peggy starts, please.
There are only 2 things I know about lacrosse. That New Haven does not have a team. Number 1 is right. But I do know that it is the Rochester Griffins, so I voted for 2.
Ah, there. All right, we got a 2 showing. And down to Nipsey.
Well, not so much because of his other answers, which were very good, but number 3 was asked by Kitty if he saw her nose, and he said, just beautiful, and I happen to agree with that. Number 3.
So, sharp observer there. He's got a 3. And Kitty?
Well, I think they played different rules from the ones we played in Switzerland. So I voted for number 3 on the basis of his looks and because he was kind about my nose.
A vote of gratitude. No, gratitude's never dumb. Let's go to Bill Cullen.
Well, you know, everybody had right answer. It could very easily be numbers 1 and 2, except they were both slightly indefinite about their penalty minutes in hockey, and I think that's something a fellow remembers. How many minutes? I never got a chance to ask number 3, and because I didn't, I voted for him.
All right, we're very nearly unanimous on number 3, and the votes are all in. Will the real Rick Dudley please stand up, sir?
Number 1.
And what do you know about that? Excellent job. Right on the money. $500 is what they get for stumping the panel. Let's find out about the rest of them over here. Number 2, sir, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Steve Walker, and I'm a freelance illustrator in New York.
Ah, there's Steve. After all that big bunch of votes, number 3, what is your real name, please? What do you do?
I'm Mike Hardesty, and I'm Vice President of Sales for General Sportwear here in New York.
Ah. Rick, I don't think that in the questioning we didn't establish much from you at all, really, but who do you play lacrosse for?
Play lacrosse for the Rochester Griffins.
For the Rochester Griffins? And what team do you play for in hockey in the national?
Buffalo Sabres.
The Buffalo Sabres. Well, Rick, I hope it gets to be a popular sport because it's fun to play and fun to watch. And thank you for being with us, Rick, and gentlemen also. This morning, say, have you ever been guilty of you know, like when somebody says to them, I don't feel too well, and you say something to them dumb like, oh, don't forget, it's all in your head.
Yeah.
All in your head. Well, we have a gentleman coming out. Here's our next contestant who says that your mind is one of the first places to look for clues about what's wrong with your body. And it's an intriguing idea, and he can back some of the statements up, or most of them, or all of them, I guess. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. A lot of times you can't control the amount of sleep that you're getting. If you can't fall asleep or you're tossing and turning all night, you can't get the sleep you need to stay healthy. I know, it's scary, unless you use Relaxium Sleep. Relaxium Sleep is a product that's made from natural ingredients, and it usually works from the very first night you try it. It helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed, earning your body those quality hours of sleep that it desperately needs.
Join the hundreds of thousands of people who've experienced the relief and health benefits from getting a great night's sleep and get Relaxium Sleep.
The first time I took Relaxium and I slept through the night, I thought, wow, this worked for me. I could not believe it.
Relaxium Sleep is studied, tested, and designed by a neurologist to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed.
Relaxium Sleep worked from the very first night I took it. I had more focus and mental clarity than I've had in years.
Relaxium is drug-free and not addictive, so you can take Relaxium every night and never worry about side effects. And the best part is, it can start working from the very first night.
When I take Relaxium Sleep, I sleep better than I have in years.
I wake up feeling like I've had the best night's sleep.
Stop being afraid and start sleeping your fears away with Relaxium Sleep. Your body and your mind will thank you.
Mike Huckabee is so confident that Relaxium will work for you, he's asked us to give away 1,000 bottles.
If you're not getting calm enough to go to sleep, take Relaxium Sleep. I promise you it'll work.
Get your risk-free bottle of Relaxium Sleep now. It's guaranteed to work or your money back. Visit tryrelaxium.com or call 800-418-1635. That's tryrelaxium.com or call 800-418-1635.
Growing up, I had a serious issue with my relationship with food, so I joined Weight Watchers. Never looked back. I've lost 70 pounds, and I learned to embrace every version of myself along the way.
Now let us meet our medical expert.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Samuel Silverman.
Number 2.
My name is Samuel Silverman.
Number 3.
My name is Samuel Silverman.
And here is Samuel Silverman's diagnostic dissertation. Says, I, Samuel Silverman, can tell you a new way to predict illness. We all know the familiar physical signs, pain, fever, migraine headaches, that herald illnesses. However, of equal importance are psychological indications. Such emotional clues as tension, depression, and feelings of stress can mean that illness is imminent. In my book called How Will You Feel Tomorrow, I tell of actual case histories illustrating this. A man feels something that is wrong with his heart, and yet all the tests are negative. But shortly thereafter, he has a massive coronary. A woman dreams of riding in a red car with a German shepherd, and a few days later she comes down with German measles. With knowledge of the psychological background and makeup of an individual, it is impossible to predict just where in the body an illness will occur. I beg your pardon, let me read that last one again. I said it's impossible. It says, with knowledge of the psychological background and makeup of an individual, it is possible to predict just where in the body an illness will occur. Each person has his or her own vulnerable areas of the body. I call these target organs. These areas have been sensitized by heredity and former illnesses, especially during emotional upheaval. It used to be a put-down to say that someone's illness was psychosomatic. In view of my studies, I believe that all illnesses can be called psychosomatic. Signed, Samuel Silverman, M.D. And Nipsey Russell, do you want to consult the doctor first?
Yes, and number 3, accepting the fact that we can psychosomatically induce diseases, is it possible also to affect psychosomatic cures? Can we think ourselves well?
Yes.
Number 2, say those of us who are predisposed to become excited or get upset about it, have we any control over these forces when they start to work in us?
Oh, sure. People have outlets to release stress and anger, and they can use them and not contain them in their body, and it is a release for them.
Okay, number 1, to what do you associate migraine headaches?
A lot of anger.
A lot of anger from
pent up
emotions. Now, when we deal, I think most people have said that ulcers are the offshoot of emotional stress. Can you tell me anything about that, number 1?
Yeah, I think it's the same problem. Too much anger, pent up.
So number 2, once again, in treating people, can the doctor just advise them in such manner as be cool and your illness will disappear?
Well, one of the things I'm trying to do with the book is to get medical doctors to look into the minds of the people and find out what's causing some of their problems, in addition to just doing the normal medical diagnosis.
All right, we got a buzzer, and we're going, please, Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you. Number 3, it's true, isn't it, that the lining of the stomach turns bright red if you get angry?
Yes.
And, well, then, do you believe in biofeedback machines that would help you control your blood pressure and learning how to do it mechanically?
If used to the right degree.
And number 2, supposing you are a medical doctor.
Yes.
Supposing you had a patient who had some really operable disease, would you suggest that they go to a faith healer and try to cure their mind, or would you operate on them?
Oh, we would operate on them, of course, but what we would do is then prescribe maybe a therapy so that their healing is assured. It happens very often that people do not heal well because they have not solved the problem.
I see. Number 1, don't you have to have previous knowledge of medicine to dream about a German shepherd in a red car and come down with the measles?
No, you don't.
You have to know about measles, don't you?
No, you don't.
Why not?
Well, you can dream about anything.
Yeah, I know, but if it's that specific, it seems to me you'd have to have a knowledge of medicine. Anyway, number 2, when you deal with people who have these problems, do you send them to an analyst or do you deal with them yourself?
Well, I'm a psychiatrist.
Oh, you are? So that's how you work?
I deal with their emotional problems.
All righty, and so we go, please, to Bill Cullen.
Number 2, is there a requirement for a subconscious foreknowledge of what might be wrong with you before you can then dream about that which you fear? Is that the idea?
Do you mean do you have to know in advance what
subconsciously
the things that you will dream about?
No. If you dream, for instance, about appendicitis,
yes,
could that possibly indicate that you perhaps are going to have appendicitis?
It could and it could not. I mean, it's not definite.
All right, now I'll switch to number 3 on that same track. Now, you dream you have appendicitis. Do you then subconsciously have to experience some of the symptoms, perhaps, number 3, of an appendicitis attack?
Well, as in all things, each case varies. The person who might be dreaming of appendicitis could very well have bursitis. There's not necessarily any direct one-to-one relationship between the dream and the ailment.
But number 1, whether the relationship is direct or not, is it a physical relationship as opposed to a mental relationship?
Well, one may experience sensations without being aware of them during waking time, but these creep into the dreams at night.
So then you, number 1, hold that there is some subconscious knowledge of what's about to occur to you that makes you dream of that.
No.
Do you claim that there's a divine providence?
Oh, my. All righty. So we got the buzzer. We're going on to Peggy.
Number 1, are you an MD?
I am.
Thank you. Well, number 3, how would you know the vulnerable areas of your body?
Well, the diagnosis is not done exclusively through the mind. You have to know the family history of...
But everybody in my family dies of something else, so I guess all of me is vulnerable. Okay, number 2, now, about heredity. You think that if your grandparents all died of something, you're likely to get that? Is that the idea?
There is a biological predisposition to illness, yes. There's conclusive proof of that.
Thank you. Now, number 1, if you're a highly excitable person, are you the type that will get high blood pressure and hypertension?
You can get some relief if you let off your emotions.
Yeah, but hypertension, that's just your high blood pressure, right?
Right.
Well, people who let off their emotions have strokes.
They may if they don't know why they're angry.
Oh, well, you're very hot on anger, aren't you? Okay. Number 3, how do you know people who get mad have bright red stomachs? Do you cut them open and then get them mad? I mean, how can you check that? I'm serious.
I didn't want to step on the applause. Through diagnosis.
Oh, what do you do? Look through their belly button
You
or
have
what?
chromotrophy.
What's the thermotrophy?
Chromo, color.
Trophy.
Chromotrophy, color.
What good is that doing? I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. Maybe when you cut him open, maybe that's what makes him mad. Would irritate me. In any event, we're going to have to vote now, friends, if you will, please. Which one do you think is Dr. Silverman? Is it Dr. Silverman number 1, or is it Dr. Silverman number 2, or is it Dr. Silverman number 3?
When surprise breakdowns happen, American Home Shield will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers flexible and affordable plans for every home. Sign up today and get $100 off with code AHS100. Visit AHS.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS.
Odor below the belt? Nobody likes that. It's time you discovered Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. Lumi was developed by an OBGYN who knows our body chemistry. It works like magic. You gotta go to their website and try it for yourself.
I've shaved every day for 20 years. A couple times a week. Just for special occasions. Shaving gets me ready for my day. I feel more confident clean shaven. But I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave. With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort. It's got all the features that I love.
And refills cost as low as $2 each.
Only half of what I paid before.
It's a premium shaving experience without the premium price tag.
Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
And who do we start with here? I think Nipsey. Yeah.
I guess number 1, he's very cogent, very opinionated, and I think very much sure of himself, even if he's wrong.
and doesn't look very angry. So you got a 1 showing over there at Kitty Carlisle.
They're all marvelous. 2 and 3 were fantastic, but through the long and happy years that I've spent as a panelist on this show, I've discovered that scientists generally don't give you a straight answer. So I voted for number 1.
Part of the science. We have 2 1s and Bill Cullen.
I had a dream last night.
Yeah?
That Raquel Welch is going to be so sick in a day or so, I'll tell you. I feel. You know, the only person I ever met who can look you right in the eye to a specific question and give you a very unsatisfactory answer and be proud of it is a doctor.
No question.
And number 1 did that all the way through that thing.
All righty, we got 3 on 1. And Peggy, where you going?
I think when you get mad, when you get angry, it can really give you a headache. So I voted for number 1's cute. I voted for number 1.
Oh boy! From this, could you get a headache?
Yeah.
Everybody's on number 1.
Yeah,
all bunched up down there together. The votes are in. Will the real Dr. Samuel Silverman, sir, please stand up? Yeah. Gee, guys, hard luck. Sorry, I thought it was great, but it all went to the right guy. Number 2, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Don Barnett, and I'm with F&B Sales, and we're manufacturers reps in the furniture industry.
Ah, good enough. Number 3, sir.
I'm Jim Geisheimer. I'm Vice President Treasurer of Kelly Jordan Enterprises. We produce and distribute quality black feature motion pictures.
Well, Dr. Silverman, it's a most interesting thesis. I'm going to read the book with great pleasure, and thank you very much for being with us, and thank you, gentlemen, also. Thank you.
Do you spend hours maintaining your gutters? Save that time with LeafGuard's maintenance-free system. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS. Mesh filters sit on top of your gutters, building up debris and eventually clogging. Then they need to be cleaned too. Honestly, your home should have been built with LeafGuard gutters. LeafGuard's wraparound hood deflects debris and keeps water away from your home. The one-piece seamless system is strong, 20% thicker than average, and built to last. Plus, LeafGuard is guaranteed to never clog for as long as you own your home. Right now, get a complete LeafGuard system for only $99 down, $99 a month, and $99 installation. You'll also receive a $100 Visa gift card with a free gutter inspection and in-home estimate. Damage from clogged gutters can cost you thousands. Never worry about clogged gutters again. Don't wait, you've still got time. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS today. That's 1-833-2-GUTTERS.
If you're over 50 and can't work due to physical or mental health problems, you may be entitled to Social Security disability. Call Disability Help today. If you can't regularly lift over 10 pounds, or if you can't stand all day long, you may be eligible for disability benefits. Disability Help Today connects Social Security disability applicants just like you with representatives nationwide. Call now.
Kitty, you were talking about biofeedback machines, and these are the things that you hook yourself up to, and if you intentionally dampen your emotions, it shows up on a little needle. I've never understood why it is necessary to have a machine to do that. In other words, if you can make yourself cool down, which I found that I can do, or if I find I'm too excited to anything, I just say, cool it for a minute. I know in my head that the needle's gone down. I don't know why you need the box to prove it to you.
Because it monitors you in a much more, in a microscopic degree that you can't do in your head. In a smaller degree, in smaller...
Go get myself a box in the morning.
Fella in my neighborhood.
Myself up and worm myself to death. Take care, friends.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.